Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome to CarAudioFabrication. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that usually my videos are more tutorial based and they're pretty structured from beginning to end, and this video is going to be a little bit different. Over the last year, I removed an existing build that I had in this vehicle, and I've been using the space to test different amplifiers, subwoofers, and audio equipment. If you guys have watched my videos for a while now, you probably recognize this build. This is part of Project Rebuild with the existing amplifier rack, and we have a battery and wire distribution underneath there. And while that build has treated me well, it's time to freshen things up. I now have a much better test bench, so I don't have to use the vehicle anymore to test audio equipment. So now we can get a much more established, finalized build. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys along with the process of kind of gutting this and clearing everything out. I know this is a little bit different than the content that's usually on the channel, but you guys are always asking for a little bit more information and videos between the major videos. So here you have it. So to start the process here, I want to disconnect all of this existing wiring. And guys, don't judge me too much. Again, this is the result of swapping multiple different pieces of audio equipment in and out and just using whatever wiring I had laying around that was long enough to accomplish the task just for testing. So let's start disconnecting this wiring. But first things first, before you ever disconnect wiring or do any wiring for that matter, we've got to come up to the front of the vehicle here and disconnect our battery ground. It also can't hurt to disconnect the positive lead as well. And I always double check at the amplifier or whatever I'm disconnecting to make sure that power is completely disconnected. Got all the gear removed out of here now, and here's just a best practice tip for you guys. It's always nice to have a tray like this for all your tools, and just get in a habit of always putting your tools on top of the tray. And then I like to have a little cubby like this for all the different small miscellaneous fasteners. And the reason that that's a good idea is you always know exactly where to return and look for your different tools. You're not going to be misplacing them different places in the vehicle. For those of you out there that have removed a car audio install out of a vehicle before, isn't it kind of interesting how it could take so long to install everything and get all the wiring connected, but to take it out, it only takes a couple of minutes. How many of you guys know that feeling? It's kind of sad. We'll get through it though. Bigger, better things are coming, buddy. Now that all the gear is removed, I'm going to remove the amplifier rack and the DSP rack and get that stuff out of the way. A quick side note about the amplifier rack that Hertz here is investigating right now. I originally made this out of wood, and I think something that I'd like to do in the new install is I'm going to actually be making everything out of plastic. If you guys missed out on this original build, here's just an idea what the backside looked like. Had this rib for a little bit of extra structural support, had T-nuts to hold the amplifiers in place, and this was actually hinged so that I could get to all the different electrical components down in the bottom of the wheel well. Here's all the electrical components, and this is the battery that you also saw me disconnect at the beginning of the video before we started working on everything. So here's my power distribution center. I got to disconnect all the wiring from here, disconnect my different terminal strips and everything, disconnect the ground wires. Let's get all this stuff out as well. And well, there we have it. The completely emptied trunk. I've just left the main power wire lead, some of the ground wires, and I'll obviously have to reconfigure the RCAs and speaker wires. I'm just going to save these for the time being in case I need them in a future build. Now make sure you guys stay tuned in to the end of the video because I'm going to be going over all of the different gear that I'm planning on using. One of the main reasons I did make this video is I have a few questions I'd like to ask you guys. I want to run you through what my thought process is so far for what I would like to plan to do on this build, and I'd like to get your input. Something that you guys have been asking for a long time is to see a custom subwoofer box installed into a spare tire well. For this particular vehicle, it doesn't even have a spare tire from the manufacturer, and for a lot of other people, I know that it's really not a big deal to take out your spare because if you're only doing short trips around town, you can call up a friend in the event that you have a flat tire. Based on the amount of people that have asked me about doing this, I'm guessing that for a lot of people, the idea is that you can always have your subwoofer box installed, and when you go to get groceries or need to get something a little bit bigger, you can still use the majority of the trunk space. A lot of you guys have been asking for this. I think it's a good opportunity, so I'd like to know what you think. Now, a couple of other things. The subwoofer box will be completely custom fabricated and formed to fit perfectly into this position, and I also want to do an amplifier rack up in this location. It'll be cool for you guys to see some of the different techniques for how we can mount the amplifiers and then how we can build a beauty panel over them. And we want to make our sub box look awesome too. So I'm thinking about making a really cool looking beauty panel that when we want to show it off, we can, but when we want to just go stealth mode and be able to use this trunk for hauling things around, we can easily cover it up and not worry about it getting damaged. Finally, there's this pocket location over on the right side of the vehicle here. I'm thinking about using that location for the extra secondary battery. As far as gear goes, as you guys probably could have guessed, I'm going to be using audio control amplifiers and processing in here. I'm going to be using the LC-6.1200 to run the front stage completely active. I've got the Illusion Audio Carbon C3X speakers that I'm going to be using in the A-pillars. If you guys haven't seen this build, I did a full video about how I made these. You can check it out up in the corner of the screen. And I'm also going to be doing, hey bud, a custom door panel modification where I'm going to be deleting this tweeter and we're just going to have a 6-inch mid-bass speaker in the door here. Not quite sure exactly what speaker I'm going to use yet. You guys will have to wait to see. Based on the dimensions that are available here, I believe I'm going to be running two 10-inch subwoofers, and I'm going to be powering them with the Audio Control Epicenter 1200, and Audio Control is actually working on an LC-1.1500, which is a 1500 watt mono subwoofer amplifier that I'll eventually be swapping out with this. And for processing and to tune everything and to make it sound awesome, I'm going to be using the DM810 digital signal processor. As far as subwoofers go, we're still undecided on those as well, but I'll be letting you guys know soon. So I would love to hear what you guys think. If you can leave me a comment down below, I would really appreciate it. And in the meantime, if you're new here, you can check out some of my other videos here on screen. Finally, a special thanks goes out to John, Brian, John, Ali, Steve, Jerry, Emmanuel, James, and Colin, and the rest of the Patreon membership team. A big thanks to all those guys for helping me with the making of these videos. If you'd like to join the team and see what it's all about, you can check it out down in the video description. As always, my friends, thank you for watching.